minus 1. See, the product of 7 and 5/4 minus 1. Okay? 2 divided by the product of 7 and 5/4 minus 1. That's how you say that. That's how you can say that. You know, intelligently. Now, there's no operations taking place in the numerator, so there's nothing to be done in the numerator. Until we have a final result in the denominator, we'll see if we can divide. Now, the first thing we do is what's in the grouping symbols. 5/4 minus 1. We have to deal with this. 5/4 minus 1. 5/4 minus 1. Now, how many? We can either. Now, 5 here, the numerator is larger than the denominator. So this here is called a mixed number fraction. You could do this either two ways. You can convert this into a mixed number fraction, or you can convert this whole number into a fraction, which you would get 5/5. Okay, so you could say 5/4 plus 5/5. I mean, excuse me. You can say 4/4. 4/4. We're dealing with the denominator in the fourths. Because 4 divided by 4 equals 1 is what I'm saying. Or that's minus 4/4. Okay? You can do it that way. You can say 5/4 minus 4/4, and you get 5 minus 4/4, or you get 1/4, which is equal 1/4. Okay? Now we just change this number into a fractional term. 1 is equal to 4/4. Now here we could change this 5/4 into a mixed number fraction, because 5/4 is equal to 4/4 plus 1/4, or it's equal to 1 plus 1/4, or 1 and 1/4. Okay, so you get 1 and 1/4 minus 1. Okay, that's 1 and 1/4 minus 1. Okay, or you can say 1 minus 1 plus 1/4. It says 1 minus 1 is 0. Is 1/4. Okay, 1/4 is what we're going to place there. Okay. So you're going to get 1/4. 7 multiplied by 1/4. Under 2. Okay. 2 over 7 times 1/4. Now, anytime you're multiplying a number by a fraction, remember how you multiply fractions. If you have A over B times C over D, that's going to give you AC over BD. Meaning I multiply all the numbers in the numerator across and put it in the result, and multiply all the numbers in the denominator across and put that in the result. So what I'm saying is 7 times 1/4 is equal to 7/4, okay? 7 over 4. Really what you're doing, you're taking 7 over 1, because 7 is equal to 7 times 1, because dividing a number by 1 does not change the number. 7 over 1 times 1 over 4 is going to give you 7 times 1 over 1 times 4, course, is 7/4, okay? 7/4. So that equals 2 over 7/4. You got a fraction within a fraction. You got 7/4 is the denominator. Okay? Now how do you deal with this? Okay? Now, we know that this is an improper fraction because the numerator is larger than the denominator. But you should not, at this point, convert this into a mixed number fraction because you only make it difficult for yourself to work with. First, if you have the number in this form, okay, you saw the last video, if you saw the video when I talked about fractions, I told you, if you have anytime you're dividing by a fraction, that's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of that. Okay? Okay, so here we got 2 over 7/4, or we say it's 2 divided by 7/4. Is that correct? That's correct. Now, if you follow this law, this rule here, you can rewrite this as to something that you can work with. A multiplication. 2 times 4/7. See? 2 times 4/7. You should write this down because I'm about to erase it. And you should have it in the fractions video. Basically, it means anytime you're dividing by a fraction, that's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of that fraction. Okay? Now here, I just showed you with the 7 1/4, we get that's 2 over 1 times 4/7. That equals 2 times 4 over 1 times 7. Okay, or 8/7. Okay? But my point is to show you that here, look at this part. The 4 ends up next to the 2. And the 7 ends up under the 2. So here, okay, so here, this is written as 2 by 4 over 7. Okay? Since we divide, see here, we divided, this is a fraction, the denominator is a fraction, and 4 is the denominator of the fraction. So here, this 4 becomes, we put that in the numerator's place. Okay? 8/7. Or you could say, you say 7 plus 1 over 7, right? Now, 7 over 7, that's equal to 7 over 7 plus 1 over 7. 7 over 7 is equal to 1. So that's 1 plus 1, 7, or 1 and 1, 7. Now I want to talk about translating phrases from English expressions into algebraic expressions, or the other way around. You can translate algebraic expression into an English expression. For example, example, if we have x plus 10.